but again, please, it's Christmas season, so stay where you're seating and finish eating. You want to take turns?
I don't think that we, I'm so sorry, President McMahon. I told our principals that they didn't need to prepare a building report this month without having students of the month. We thought that we just let them digest. So, is that okay?
I think that's wonderful, yes.
And Sweet Earth Provost was like, okay.
I was quite sure that because we tell him.
New tradition, and go.
Before we get started, can we get a big round of applause for Dulcie and crew?
Absolutely. That was amazing. Very yummy. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. So, okay, we'll just move right over, you guys, and go right to the curriculum update, please.
I was still thinking about the short rib. So,
Short ribs are delicious.
Yeah.
The tuna was delicious.
well, as you can see there, it's just kind of a testing update, and as we talked about, we're trying to bring you some ideas on some of our testing, and we just had our winter assessments, our formative assessments. So we're going to be sharing those out probably January or February's meeting, and pretty excited about our initial results. And you also, I just shared with you the iRead 3 results. Yeah.
That was pretty good for us for being in a post-pandemic year. I wasn't disappointed at all with that. I thought that was a very good number for us. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, and you can kind of see where we fall within Marion County. And, we're yeah, we're just right around, there's a cluster in 3rd place. We're actually technically in 5th in this one, but by only about 1 percentage point. So, wouldn't be technical, yes, but we'll say we're but no, I think it just shows the hard work that our teachers have continued to put in, even with COVID. You saw some schools drop pretty considerably, where we dropped about 4 to 5%. But still, when it comes to the measurement of those reading skills and reading comprehension, we felt like we would have assumed maybe there's even going to be more impact due to COVID. So just excited about the hard work that our teachers put in last year. And like I said, the principal early indication is that our results have been pretty exciting in terms of the iRead 3 reading and math assessment that just took place about a week ago. So we're hoping to have those to you in January, but definitely February if not.
I would also contribute a lot of that to you guys, especially that summer school program and the after school and the extra.
Absolutely.
I really think that has gone over just an amazing job, and I want to say thank you because that I know how much effort our teachers sunk into summer school and after school.
And as you can see there, we have the PSAT that will be taking place this spring with our 8th, 9th, and 10th graders. We have the PSAT, which is kind of the practice test of the SAT, and we start that in 8th grade so that they get practice just taking that large exam that does have an impact on some of their post-secondary aspirations in some cases. So at some colleges, those are still required, although their impact is being limited, thankfully, as many people, we're looking at the whole student now as opposed to just a test, which is good. So, and then also WIDA is firing up. So that will start right when we come back around January 15th. The WIDA window opens up and goes for about a month and a half. So excited initially about the results and, just to kind of see where we fall within those realms of the standardized testing within the state. So, like I said, hoping to have that same positive outcome based on our winter testing and follow into spring and hopefully some increase in our proficiency in the iLearn this year. So, a lot of great things going on, and just celebrate the teachers that are working hard in the classroom and everyone else who's helping them. So, it's been a pretty positive start to the year.
That is wonderful. Melody, and just a shout out for me, and I speak on behalf of the board, I'm certain. Thank you so much. The greenhouse welcoming opening, ribbon cutting was lovely. Thank you. I'm very happy to have that facility here. And I did mention, where's Mr. Carr? Well, he was here. I don't know where he went. But, oh, good. Okay. They're on. I encouraged him as much as they possibly can to let the public in for different days, plant sales, whatever, to let everybody see it, because I think it's going to be just a huge investment in everybody. And Ms. Cotter, I just invited her kids, I don't know. So, how can we tie this into their learning gardens? Can our little kids come here first and see how it works? And so, yeah, field trip.
It's awesome. Thank you for coming. I really appreciate that very much.
Thank you.
Oh, thanks. Mine just goes over another event, but the Community Thanksgiving Dinner. That was wonderful this year. You know, we had missed it for 2 years, and it was so nice. For the senior citizens, loved it. Being able to talk to everybody, and it was fantastic. We had over 300 people show up, which was great for senior citizens and for carryout, which was phenomenal. And I listed on there so many people to thank, and I won't take the time to do that, but it was just really an inspiring event, and I think everybody enjoyed it very much, and we're glad to see each other. Several of our students and staff participated in the Christmas parade on December 4th, and that was a lot of fun. I went, and it was, I don't know if any of you were there, but it was freezing. It was like 40 degrees, or maybe less than that. It was really cold. But it was great, and our South Grove Choir sang on the steps of City Hall, and it was so adorable, and it was just so much fun. And then a lot of them were in the Whoville parade, and it was just fantastic. You've already mentioned the ribbon cutting, so I don't have to worry about that. Mrs. Probus and I continue to discuss the ECC marketing. In fact, we're meeting tomorrow morning for our second time to get all that together and post, postcards out and billboards up and all those good things. So, and then on the Education Foundation side, it's always a busy December for me because it's time to write checks for our scholarship recipients, which is a real joy for me. It really warms my heart to be able to do that. And the ones I've already received, I mean, they've made excellent grades this semester, and it's just so wonderful to see our students succeed after that first semester of college. So it's really been great. We also, after 2-year absence, we hosted the Retired Educator Group for lunch. Dr. Hammock was there and welcomed everyone. It was just a joy to see them in person. They are a group that still loves this district so much, and they're so supportive, so it was just really wonderful to host them again. And we host them again in May, so twice a year we do that. And then another fun event, we've had all kinds of fun events, but Dr. Hammock served as celebrity auctioneer for our exceptional learners. And yeah, it was so much fun. The kids were great. The foundation, we actually donated $500 that they actually got cash in envelopes because of our $500. And they learned how to write checks and learned how to save money and spend their money and be wise. And there were all kind of items that they could bid on. And all those were donated. And it was just a wonderful thing. And Dr. Hammock I'll never forget her always like, her pointing like.
I had Nick doing the helping too, which was.
He did.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's great. But Mr. Griffin, Tim Griffin, our high school life skills teacher, he's just really has some innovative approaches to make sure that our kids are well taken care of and learn great skills. So it's just been a fun month at Beech Grove City Schools, and I just want to let you know about some of those. So that's it.
That is wonderful. I'm going to ask for a motion I'm going to bundle these two. A motion to approve the minutes for November 9th meeting and approve the claims for November.
I'll make a motion.
Thank you, Rick. Is that a second from you? Can I say that? Okay. Any questions or discussion on those? All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Carried. Thanks. Public comment. We have public. Welcome. Hi. Do you have any public comment? No? Okay.
There's a component on the agenda tonight that is the return to in-person instruction plan is indicated on our agenda tonight under public comment. I just feel like we need to pause to specifically mention that it's on the agenda. We are required to allow for public comment on our return to instruction plan per the requirements under ESSER. So this is just a stipulated component of being able to access those resources. You have to publicly post, which it is posted on our website, and then allow for public comment on the plan. The plan that we currently have in place is the plan that has been deployed really since just after the start of the school year. There have been no substantive changes to it, and I don't see that we have anyone that's here to comment on it, but we needed to memorialize the action on the agenda and just wanted to explain to you all why that was there tonight.
That is good, thank you so much. There were no changes to it, it's still,
Exactly the same, we
Business
just
as usual.
updated the date.
I don't foresee the Marion County Health Department making any changes, so I don't foresee us making any changes.
Nothing on the horizon.
I cannot imagine anything changes between now and May.
We continue to have our weekly meetings on Friday mornings at 9 with the Marion County Health Department. They are usually fairly quick. We get an update on data, and then if Dr. Kane is able to join, we get kind of an insight into where things are across the county. But the data is great for us to be able to continue to make informed instructions. And I think everything that we are doing related to hand washing and all the pieces are coming together. And actually, we can end this conversation on a real positive. Gina Herman shared today. I told you it resonated with me. I'll keep sharing this because it is powerful. I hadn't thought about it this way. It's a wonder we're tired. This first semester, we have now been in school every day, and we've been in school longer than the entirety of all of last year and March until the end of what was 1920. So, our kids were only coming to school here 2 days a week, and wow, that's sobering, right, when you kind of hear it framed that way. So, congratulations, everyone, and board, thank you for your support in getting to this position. So, anyway, thanks for framing that, Gina.
Yeah, and to the students too, but there's only one left in the room. You didn't even hear me, so good job.
Great.
Yeah, so the virus carries on.
Yeah.
And we will too. Okay, business update.
Business as usual, I shared a business update with you, and I only have one action item for tonight, and it is the 2021 additional appropriation for the 0300 operations fund.
We need a motion to approve that additional appropriation.
I'll make a motion.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Are there any questions or discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Passed. I'm very excited about the possibility of legislation passing this year that we get a little more, little less in reserves, that counties and states get, or schools get a little more, but you never know.
Yeah,
They could
revenues-
drop it to 10 or 12%, and that would be a huge boost, one-time boost, but I'm still very positive.
and revenues are up.
Yeah.
It's really exciting time.
The state is flush right now.
They are.
Dr. Hammond?
So under my update, I just have 2 action items to ask for your approval. The first, which is asking for our typical monthly employment recommendations as listed. We would ask for your approval of the same.
Okay. Beth, we have a motion, we need a second?
Second.
I think Jill beat you too. Are there any questions or discussion on the recommendations that were sent to us in our packet? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Passed.
Next up, we have followed a path over the last couple of months here where the board was so generous to approve our certified teacher contract, and the month that followed, you all were very supportive of our classified staff members, and this month we are coming to you with a recommendation to approve administrator raises for the 21-22 school year. These would be retroactive to July the 1st. We do have a explanation here that we mirrored what we offered to our certified teachers for our administrators, in that if you had a master's degree, you would realize a $3,500 base salary increase, and if you had a bachelor's degree, it would be $2,750. That is exactly what we offered for our certified team members. And there is one exception, and that is for Amy Reeves, Rita Bass, and Mary Story. We're asking that they have a reset to the assistant principal level at the high school. And then there are several indications where we would just offer a stipend as opposed to a base salary increase, because we've got kind of some ceilings that we're hitting with some positions. And then we will eradicate cell phone stipends moving forward with a one-time set to the base. And superintendent, just for clarification, not included in any of this. So thank you all for your consideration of this. We believe deeply in our administrators here, and would just ask for your approval of what has been proposed in this action.
Okay, we need a motion, please.
motion.
Thank you, Rob. Second? Yep, thank you, Janice. Any questions or discussion on those? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Passed. Okay. And Mr. Gearhart.
The most exciting part of our agenda.
So I was going to say, typically I'm telling you that a roof is falling in or a pool's been found. Really, the only thing that I have to tell you that's failing right now is a water heater in South Grove. Everything else is hunky-dory.
That's easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the world of transportation, we unfortunately lost Kevin Kinder, tremendous employee, but we feel like we've picked up a really good young man. He's been a lead driver at Avon since 2004, so he's got a lot of experience with school transportation, and we're pleased to have him, and he was in your recommendation this evening. We also were able, we held on, we went from 18 routes, gen ed routes, to 13. We went to 3-tier. So we had some extra buses. We don't get a lot for buses. We get $1,000, $1,500 for a used bus. So we held on to them, and I'm glad we did, because McAllister's called us, and they had someone that wanted to buy 2 buses from us for $6,500 each.
Oh, wow.
So we did real well on that, which is good, because we had to replace a transmission, another one, which ate up about half of that $1,300. As you saw with some of Melody's updates, we had some COVID issues in transportation. Misty absolutely worked magic. We were at one point, including Kevin, I think down 5 drivers. She got it all covered. How? I really don't know, but she is amazing. Next Monday, our contractor that we approved the contract for a couple months ago will start on Route 114, the middle school. That's scheduled to be a week-long project, and it will be
That's the old lab that we're moving to more of a classroom.
correct. So it's kind of a larger group instruction room. Roofing, the roof is done. The metal is being finished up in South Grove. We did a bid opening, which I'll get back to at the end. We've signed off on the high school greenhouse, which is really good since we cut the ribbon tonight. Metal detectors, those have been assembled, and we have been trained on those. And we spent some time this afternoon with Kroger. Yes, having a discussion about procedures and policies as it relates to how we're going to implement this. So we'll get that going as soon as we can. South Grove, I met with the contractor again this afternoon. Plans for that will be coming in shortly. We'll do our HVAC preventative maintenance over break. Mrs. Provost got a new place off mulch today. So there will not be mud tracked throughout the building. And if you passed the Early Childhood Center, they put up structural steel today.
It's a big day.
So most of the concrete is poured. They only lack a little section because we have to have it for student drop-off there by Tim's office. So that'll kind of be the last thing that happens. But lacking that, all the concrete's been poured, all the steel is coming in on time, thankfully, and they put up the classroom section today. So with that, there's a motion to approve a roofing project at Hornet Park. It is the old section. It's a ballast roof, and and it needs to be replaced, especially if we're going to renovate the inside. So the bids for that came in at $482,000, $321,200, and then the low bid was right at our budget. Again, it'd be AAA, $293,000. It's about what we were budgeting, so we're very happy with that. So I just need a motion to approve that contract with AAA.
Okay. Do you have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Thank you. And a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Janice. Any questions? It's the same guy that had, yeah, the roofing AAA. Yeah. Any other questions or discussion?
Just a quick question, is there a reason for the disparity in the difference between the low bid and the high bid? Was the high bid offering something more than what the low bid was offering, or?
No, what I, in my short time, have found that someone that's that out of whack,
They think they're getting government money.
they're seeing, they're throwing something out, and if they get it, great, and if not, no big deal. So I think we've had an outlier like that on every roof that we've done since I've had this position. So it wasn't that surprised. The other two are in line. We had a fourth that came to our pre-bid meeting, but they're covered. They're a good roofer. They did our middle school project, but they're covered up. They just keep doing it.
I understand that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, you ready to vote? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Passed. Fundraisers, we'll do, there was just one, I think. Was there one?
Just one National Honor Society.
National Honor Society is selling candy grams, so need a motion to approve them.
It already happens.
I did, yeah.
Second.
They're out of whack because of the last few years. They haven't done anything.
Yeah,
No, it's
no,
fine.
it's fine. Okay, do we have a motion? Yeah, in a second?
Rick?
Yep, thank you. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Great. I hope they made money. That's awesome. The policy update.
Yeah, so we presented a policy update to you all. Actually, this will be some conversation that will continue in the work session, but we are catching up on policy really for about 2 or potentially even 3 years. One policy that we wanted to advance to you all this evening, it has recently been updated. We had a meeting with Neola and wanted to make sure that this particular policy was updated before we would ask you all to do the comprehensive policy update, which is what we're intending to do in January, to have our first reading and in February to have an approval. This one is related to just a very important topic that we wanted to just get updated now, regarding personal background checks and mandatory reporting of convictions and substantiated child abuse and arrests, ensuring that we are now up to date with Indiana code in this policy. This has been reviewed by the Neola authority, legal authorities, and we are tight now with the language that is indicated. We offered to all the red line version of this policy, and so it is much more substantive than what we were indicating before. So we feel really good about this and would ask for your approval of the policy as presented.
Hold on, are we good, Michelle?
Michelle gives your blessing.
Yeah. She's good.
But if you had to say, no.
Motion to approve?
Motion to approve, a second? Any questions for that? Because that was going to be my question. Do we have Michelle's blessing? Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Passed. The favorite time, superintendent success stories.
I actually have a really cool one to share, and I think some of you know this, but maybe not all, and I just wanted to make sure that we made a point of it. Bill Bain, who of course is the great Bill Bain, right? Like, who doesn't love Bill Bain? He's the most extraordinary human being. Bill he received quite an honor. He was recognized and put into his own personal high school Hall of Fame. Was recently honored back in Pennsylvania, and it was Robin Winston who made that nomination. Robin they went to the same high school in Pennsylvania,
right.
which
You
is
told us that.
amazing. I didn't know that story. They did a really beautiful write-up about him, and, you know, then just seeing Bill at the wrestling celebration last week and how he's impacted the lives of, it's just unbelievable what he has done over the course of his lifetime, really. And I know you all love him, but I just wanted to pause, make sure you knew that that honor was awarded, and just how proud we are that he's a part of it. Yeah. He's amazing.
I mean, to think, after all this time, he's still here every day.
Every day.
He waves at me. He literally keeps one hand on the steering wheel. I know you can picture it. He keeps one hand on the steering wheel because he's driving north, and I'm east. He keeps one hand on the steering wheel. He turns his entire body, and I don't know, he waves that off every single day. I mean, I just look so forward to it. He's he's one of God's finest.
Absolutely.
And, you know, his favorite saying is, reach for heaven and maybe you'll catch a star.
I was just impressed, just because I did not know him, I didn't go here, but how many of his former kids, middle-aged adults now, came back to honor him, and that says a lot. So I just talked to some of those individuals, and it was kind of amazing the impact one coach might have had on them all those years ago.
Well, even former competitors, because my dad competed against him. And when, you know, he was coaching while my dad was wrestling at Franklin Central, and my dad was, you know, they read the Beech Grove stuff, and they saw that, and dad's like, yeah, I knew him, he is a great guy. So, I mean, and he's a protector, because I came in early one day to sign something, and I got in before Steph did. He was coming out with the mail, and he's like, hi, and I'm like, hi, I'm here to sign something for Steph. And he didn't know who I was, you know.
Yeah.
You know, it's 7:30 in the morning, and he just hung around till Steph got there, made sure Steph knew who I was, walked us in, and, you know.
Sweet.
And I was like, that's really.
He came when I was a freshman in high school.
Wow.
He's been here a while.
He's like the Highlander, he's come from the future. He never ages, he looks exactly the same. He's a really good-looking guy. And patience of the saint.
Oh, my.
He handled me through high school, he handled me.
April, I do have some C9 information that I need to share. As part of the Perkins Grant, which is the federal funding for vocational schools, every 2 years they have to have a goal setting and review process. And part of that, they bring in their stakeholders, which are board members, students, teachers, members of the community, and people that they partner with for work study. And that goal setting review happened on Tuesday. So I spent the morning at C9 going through that. The majority of the information they shared with us showed that the programs offered through C9 are meeting the needs of both the community and the employers as well as the students. Enrollment matches what those successful programs are. There's a couple of programs where both the enrollment is low and also placement after graduation is low, and those are the same two programs. So they're going to sort of take a look and see if going forward those are ones that still maybe we should offer, just because students don't engage with those. They're sort of technical design, graphic design programs, and a lot of that is because it's a lot of website development, and it's so easy to go on and create your own websites and things like that, that really they're not hiring. The need might not be there. So, so there might be in the future looking in some different directions there with those two particular programs, but everything else seems to be right on par. They want to continue to expand the work study sort of programs that they put in place and sort of look at those. But they really have come across 3 really good goals that seem to engage both the faculty, the community, and the students as well. So that was really neat to see. I also attended their open house night, which is the first one that they've had since COVID hit, and they had a lot of really good turnout. So it was really fun to see those kids and their families there. And then at the regular meeting, we did talk about the fact that we've really nailed in the construction project. The architects and the builders now understand that the budget is firm. So they need to quit being quite as enthusiastic with ideas because the budget is firm, and so all of that was approved and signed off.
Wonderful.
So that's wonderful.
That is awesome. Are there any other board reports from our outside groups? I did see the alumni, one of the alumni years made a very generous donation.
It was 70 and 71 also.
We're gonna
I
sell
think
it
they're presenting in
for
January.
January. Yeah,
So-
they're gonna come to the board meeting.
Okay, wonderful. So I didn't know if anyone had to talk, but yes.
They're
that-
amazing.
That is awesome. The trail has been very, I'm going to consider this a success story, but the trail has been really busy. Busy. Yeah, I can see it out in my backyard because there's no leaves on the trees. So I know that it's a positive thing. And I'm seeing kids walk up and down it and ride their bikes. So I know they're going to school. I know that's what they're doing. So I'm going to consider that a success because they can get safely wherever they need to be. Any others? Okay. We'll adjourn at 8:15. 7:15.
We got another hour to
That's
sit.
our norm.
I'm hoping to be out that door by
That
8.
says 8:05, but we'll go with 7:15.
We have a motion.
Thank you very much.
I make that we adjourn.
Jill, motion to adjourn.
We will have just a quick work session, and then we'll let everybody go for the night and have a quick executive session. Okay.